Hola, hoy, ¿cómo va? ¿Cómo estás? How are you? This is the Global Black Girl coming to you today. I promise I'm going to get like my life together and figure out how to do edits and cute shit that's really entertaining. I just really have not had the time to dig into that and learn how to do it, so please bear with me. I wanted to hop on and post. The last post I made was pretty emotional. Times and the energies are incredibly high. The alignment today is the full moon, June 5th, the eclipse. And so energies are really, really high. And I wanted to come on and be a consistent, calming voice because my work and what I'm drawn to right now is to show options and to give people ideas of where their next move might be, even if it's not here to Costa Rica. It could be anywhere, and this can be a time of inspiration and opportunity. So I wanted to continue to contribute my part in that. I also wanted to tell you guys I'm working on trying to figure out how to do edits and make these videos more entertaining. I just don't really have time. I'm gonna be real. I'm working on it. So once I figure it out, these videos will be a lot nicer and a lot more professional. Right now, I'm just giving you what I have. So bear with me. Other announcements. The landing page for the Global Black Girl with links to the pre-sale on my How to Become a Successful Expat Without Regret course. It's a step-by-step course that shows you how to evaluate, choose the entire process of figuring out where you want to go and how to get to that place. It's complete step by step. I put everything in it that I know. It's in pre-sale right now, and if you order before the end of June, I will ship you a planner designed by the assistant to the stars, Pamela Doki. I feel very fortunate that we have access to her planners. They are very well designed, and I'm sending that to you to give you a place to park all of your ideas, a place to put all of the instructions that I give you, so you can look at it and look at where you're going and remember where you've come from. So that's going to be the free gift if you pre-order now. And there's also links to one-on-one coaching. And if you just have some specifics in your situation or you would like for me to help put together your plan, I'm available to do that. So today I'm going to be talking about a couple of things because I can't just stay on one subject. I'm going to be talking about some of the reasons why we chose Costa Rica and how Costa Rica has been dealing with the COVID-19 outbreak. I'm going to start there. So I've gotten a lot of questions over on my IG at the Global Black Girl, and from some patrons on my Patreon just asking about like, how has it been here? So I have some footage. If I was good at editing, I would be able to put it in, but we'll see. I'll try. Um, Basically, when all of this started a few months ago, they shut the borders down pretty quickly. This country is very, 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 very tourist reliant, but they saw the potential for and the potential negative effects on the citizens and people that live here, and they shut those borders down quickly. They even made notice to people who are in the process of their immigration, who've applied for residency, that they would actually lose their residency if they left. They wanted everyone to just stay where they were. They extended, if you come in, I think it was after December 2019, on a tourist visa, they extended your visa several times. I think currently it's extended to July 15th, possibly even August, just to further encourage people from leaving. Flights were canceled in large swaths in waves. The consulate did work with one airline to help people who were trying to leave. I think it was Delta. I'm not certain because I didn't leave. So um, there was, I believe, the max as of today. I did not check, but it's a little bit above 900 cases. There were 10 deaths last I checked, and there were over 500 people who were recuperated. So the numbers remained really low. Some of the the restrictions that were rolled out, there was a curfew placed almost immediately. It wasn't but a week maybe after they closed the borders to foreigners. Those that were coming in were on a 14-day quarantine. I had a friend who is native here, Ticas, that's what they call themselves. She's a Tica. And she had been in Boston and came back and was in quarantine, self-quarantine for 14 days. They never actually stated that everyone had to wear a mask, but the majority of people are wearing masks. They did enforce the distance. I want to say here it's like 2 meters. I know every country has a different distance because there has not been a unified agreement about what a safe social distancing distance actually is. But here, I want to say it was like 1 meter or 2 meters. The grocery store stopped allowing children to go in, and only one person from each family was allowed to go in at a time. Same thing happened with Walmart. Almost all the stores and even the public fair on the weekends, they had a little hand washing station, or at very least alcohol sanitizer for people's hands. And some stores are very stringent, like they spray you and watch you wash your hands, and they wipe down the carts for you. So, all of that has been cool. Other than that, no mass hysteria. People didn't seem fearful. People still talked to each other. People were still friendly. The overall energy of the place didn't really change. So that was really nice. Now, in our case, we're up here on this mountain, and we really only come down like once a week, once every couple of weeks, because we have most of what we need here. And it has been the beginning of the rainy season. So rains here in Central Valley start at like anywhere from 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon every day, like clockwork. So you get out, you do what you can during the day while it's gleaming and shiny. This is what it looks like right now. So, you get out, you do your shopping, you go run your errands, and then you come home before the rain starts. And then it rains from like 2 to 5 or so. And we usually end up in a beautiful cloud. And then the cloud goes away, and you can see the city lights around 6, 7 o'clock. So that's what it's been like pretty much every day. There was a weird it was weird when they really didn't know what was going on. There was a span of 2 or 3 weeks when the restaurants weren't allowed to serve alcohol, and the curfew was really early. It was like 7. You couldn't be on the road after 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. the next day. That went on for a while. They also had, now this is just, a tidbit of information for those of you that are seriously considering coming here. They have a driving restriction that existed before COVID-19 became a thing, to reduce the amount of cars on the road, because the infrastructure here is just, there's only 5 million people, less than 5 million people in the whole country. But the roads, because this was like all farming, the roads really are not equipped for the amount of cars and the amount of people. So there's 1 or 2 days a week, depending on the number that your license plate ends in, that you're not supposed to be on the road. So that was in place already. Then with the addition of the COVID-19 combative measures, they restricted it even further. So through Holy Week and even further than that, your normal days of restriction were changed. You couldn't be on the road but 2 days a week. And that was really stressful for a lot of people. People were kind of scrambling to get everything that they needed. And then it was changing every week, and you had to check to see what days you were allowed to be on the road or not. So a really quick story, things that are different, the things that we take for granted in our home country, we shouldn't when we move. You need to be open to whatever the new rules are, and you don't know what's going to affect you, of course, until it affects you. So I have asthma. It has greatly, greatly improved. Like, it was never, in my adult life, it was never something that I dealt with daily. Like, I wasn't using an inhaler every single day. But with the stress of everything and the climate changed because we were kind of in between seasons. Things, were blooming, and I had a out of the blue asthma attack, and I didn't have allergy pills, and I always have allergy pills, always, 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 as I have food allergies as well, and I always keep allergy pills on me, and for whatever reason, I didn't have any allergy pills, and it was raining hard, so the option of just like calling an Uber and getting a ride on this particular Tuesday just wasn't an option. So Hubs and the family, we all hopped in our car and drove right down the hill to get to the pharmacy to get me allergy pills. Well, the police were right there. And even though I explained to them in clear, plain Spanish that I needed to go to the pharmacy, this was an emergency situation and my life could be in danger, they still harassed us. They took our license plate off the car and wrote us a ticket. Now, in the States, I'm sure everybody's like, why would they take your license plate off? What are they going to do with it? Good question. It's ridiculous. It just is. Since we're on the subject, something else that's kind of ridiculous, and yes, I am judging. I'm judging. This is my opinion, and I'm judging because I've seen how ineffective and inefficient this is. They take your license plate and ship it to Cosevi, and then you go to Cosevi and they can't find your license plate because they've taken so many people's license plates that it's going to take months for you to get yours back. And it's absolutely ridiculous. You could just, write tickets, which they do, make you pay it, and attach it to your registration like we do in the States. It's a lot more efficient, but I think in countries that are larger and that are used to and accustomed to having a lot of cars and having to manage them, better methods come up. So hopefully Costa Rica can, catch up on that. Other things in silly car related management, if you get in an accident here, like somebody rear ends you and it's like a bumper scratch, they literally stop right there. Most of the roads here in Central Valley especially are maybe 2 lanes, meaning there's one lane going one direction and the other lane going the other direction, and they're not doubled on both sides. So people literally just stop. That's the law. You're not allowed to pull over. You have to stop and stop traffic for hundreds of people behind you. And oftentimes there's no damage. It absolutely drives me insane, but that's how things work here. So, if you drive, if you are planning to come here and have a car, these are just some, little things that you need to know. They will also take your car. They can take your car if they want to. And that's happened to us as well. And we should be getting our car back next month. It's been 6 months since they took our car. But, there's Uber and Didi and other, and we don't leave that much. So, it wasn't that the end of the world, but it was definitely an inconvenience. So, anyway, so yeah, that's how it's been living here during COVID-19 and all the rest of it. Currently in the States and all over the world, there's marches related to the most recent killing, and there's been several more police killings of Black people since George Floyd, and there were many before him, and there's been several after him. And we are currently in a time where not only is COVID ravaging a lot of world economies, there's also riots and frustration and anger that is not here. There's been no riots. There's been no protests that I'm aware of. This lends itself more to the overall culture and outlook of the people here in general. And if you found this to not be true, please, you can leave your comments. But people here are generally speaking really passive, really calm. They keep to themselves. I've had and I've received a lot of empathy and concern for how I'm feeling in this environment, because even though I'm not in the States, it doesn't mean that this doesn't affect me, because it does. I live there. That's where I was born and raised. And so I have my own emotions about all of this. And I've received direct concern from my Tico friends. They're aware of what's happening and they're concerned. But the peaceful backdrop of birds chirping and sunshine and butterflies, that's really what it's been for us here, and I'm so grateful that we have that. And it's something that anybody, can actually have if they choose that, and if it's what you want for yourself, you can have that. But it doesn't mean that there's going to be people that turn a blind eye to your origins and where you come from. And so I've been really grateful that I've received that kind of consideration. So I've been rambling a little longer than I intended to. I will be doing more videos. I think the next one I'm going to do is, what I said I was going to talk about that I didn't, so I'll do a part 2. How we got here, like what contributed to our decision to come here. I've been telling people that there are basically 4 pillars of where to start when you're thinking about coming to any new country. And so I'm going to do my next video on that. So please stay tuned. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of my new subscribers. My channel is new. It's just a baby. Trying to get it to, I think I need to have 1,000 or 4,000 to get monetized. I don't know. But I appreciate you liking and sharing and subscribing and hitting the notification bell. It means the world to me, and you really support the work that I'm trying to do. Thank you for your time and for giving your time to hear my voice. Ciao, hasta luego. I'll see you later.